blowing the base chakra, the fear of success.
That's gonna keep making me giggle, I'm sorry.
Like, surely we don't want the success to just be getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not a very useful tool.
Simple survival isn't really much of an answer.
No, you've got to have the emotional connection to thriving and surviving through this, I think. And maybe that's it, energetically, you've already started to feel the stress, and we're right at the beginning, really, from what they're talking about. Fear of success. And hold. I just had a thought though. Your wedding's within 6 months. Has that been on your mind?
I'm pushing that off. Like, I'm actively choosing not to think about that, because what's relevant tomorrow isn't going to be relevant in 3 months or 6 months.
Yes.
When it's like 3 months out, or more primarily a month beforehand, I think that'll be more accurate as to whether or not the wedding still goes through or not.
Yeah.
Which I know is something other people have already had to face.
Hand on the navel. Okay. So within your memory center, there's a real, the hippocampus, there's a real visceral gut reaction to what's going on. And you're quite empathic, so you really feel what other people are going through as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We really should take a big media break. You know, I was on my computer doing paperwork earlier on, and it just kept coming up, you know, government, you know, like even government stuff saying, here's an update.
Yeah.
Then this update would happen, and that update would happen. And go,
I keep getting emails. I guess every single thing I've ever been subscribed to is sending something through. I've been like,
feels like that.
I didn't know I was getting emails from this person.
I've been getting the same.
It's just funny when a shoe company tells you what they're doing to control infection.
Yep, our pool control people, and this one, CV24, in this context is about, problem solving goes out the window. So something about it, and probably because it's activating your anxiety, you know, so there's probably a little, I don't know, self-worth, self-esteem, something around the anxiety, especially when you're not speaking and you're hearing people trying to finish your words.
I don't like the thing with the stutter when I start tripping up on specific words, like not just the stumble, which I'm used to, but the
Repetition?
Yeah. That
Sorry,
part of it.
Just
That's
did
okay.
it.
Sometimes the word won't even come out.
Yeah.
So I understand when people finish it for me, because like with my partner specifically, she knows that sometimes the word will not leave my mouth.
Yeah.
So in her case, she's putting me out of my misery. And I appreciate that. But after the first part of it kicks in, I then am aware that the stutter has started, and then it's even worse because I know it started and I can't make it stop.
Yeah.
But I'm stuck being aware that it's happening, which is not a fun way to be. And like I said, I always overanalyze myself, so that gets kicked straight into high gear.
And when's it most likely to happen? Talking on the phone, talking in person, talking about something important?
It just happens whenever at the moment.
Okay.
Usually it's more high stress.
Yes.
But it's just, it doesn't matter what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Josh earlier about books or something, and I just couldn't get a word out. I think it was the word impressive or something.
Yes.
And I just got stuck on the bit.
Yeah. Did you stutter a lot as a kid?
Not an awful lot.
Okay.
I was sent to I remember Mum saying I was sent to a speech therapist at some point, but they were like, nah, this is normal.
Yeah,
So
right.
enough that the school thought maybe it was a problem, but the specialists were like, she's fine. So it's always something that's been there.
Yeah. Crowy is showing up. It's just for general stress. It's for like generally when we're not quite holding it together. It's only 4 drops. So it's about trusting in the universe, knowing everything's going to be okay. Like it's part of the vitality combination, it's part of the brain integration, it's part of personal power, you know, so it's really good. Just integration. Okay, hold out. Okay, so this one is about lack of so it's despondency. So it's like feeling unmotivated when our energy is low, like getting out of bed in the morning.
I did a bunch of cleaning on Monday to try and, keep myself motivated. And
Is cleaning your happy space?
not really, but I
No.
thought if I don't like cleaning.
I would love cleaning to be my happy space.
It'd be nice. But I thought, okay, if I do something, I'll feel better. And if my environment is cleaner, I'll feel better.
Yeah.
So I cleaned. And then Tuesday, or immediately after I cleaned, when I took a break, I didn't get back to cleaning.
Yeah.
And Tuesday, I don't think I did anything.
Yeah.
Or at least nothing really helpful.
And then do you pick on yourself?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. My brain was going, imagine once we're in lockdown.
I'm hoping I'll get lots of stuff done.
Yeah, I'm so
House will
happy
be
that
spotless.
too. We can unpack the rest of the clinic from last year.
My plan, if that happens, is to try not to get stuck in my head.
Yeah, yeah.
If I keep active.
Got some good books?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're in lockdown, Tash will be with me. And it's hard to read when she's around.
Or you get distracted by puppy dogs.
That also. They've been very snuggly lately. So that's nice.
Yeah. There's a bit of frustration coming out in the last few things. So yeah, so the frustration at yourself when you're not motivated, when you don't have anything on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when I actually want to do something. Like, the part of my brain that knows doing something will make me feel better.
Yes.
But I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
I think those feelings are familiar because, doing assignments over the course of high school and further studies, that procrastination element is probably that same feeling.
Yeah,
I want to do something because I know that it needs to be done and it's important,
Yeah.
but I can't bring myself to do it.
So now I'm going to go into some integration points. First ones are brokers to brokers, hold, which is to do with the words coming out of our mouth and is it attaching to the emotion. So as we've seen, some people around Australia at the very least are reacting and acting very impulsively and saying things that I'm sure if they saw themselves on TV they would be very embarrassed.
Some of them will end up seeing themselves on TV, I think.
Yes.
Or at least the internet, which is
Yeah.
forever.
So the brokers, so that is the words. It's about the muscles and the words, so linking in with stuttering, it's very much these little bits that aren't integrating with the next spot, which we'll be to in a sec, which is the thoughts behind the words. And hold, beautiful. So the next one, Wernicke's to Wernicke's. And hold. So the thoughts behind the words has a pain and punishment circuit. Have you ever been in that? Yeah, you have. where you've been unable to speak your truth, unable to, been told to,
Yeah.
yeah. So then speaking becomes a trauma, yeah. I sort of feel like this world crisis is going to create another big divide, you know, so the governments may put rules in place that generally people don't like, but they'll do it because they've got the fear of the virus.
Mm.
I sort of feel like freedom of speech might be quenched
It could very well be.
during this. And hold, beautiful. Next one, auditory integration points. And hold, yeah. So this one's taking in everything you're hearing, including stuff you're saying to yourself. So when your brain's going a mile a minute, it's a lot of stuff your brain has to process.
People think it's exhausting talking to me. Try being in my own head.
My sister and I, as you know, we've had a very tumultuous relationship over the year, and one day I was talking to her on the phone. It didn't matter what I used to say, she'd argue with me. So one day I thought, I'll just say the opposite of what I'm thinking to see what she says. Maybe I won't get into a fight. And she went the other way. So she started arguing about the thing that I thought she was going to agree with. And I said, Carmel, I just said the opposite of what I thought to see whether you would argue with me or agree with me. And she said, imagine being in my brain all the time. Does your brain like being the devil's advocate? Sort of trying to find both sides of things, regardless of which side?
I try to take in all the information or everything that's relevant, which means understanding all aspects of why people decide the things they decide.
Yeah.
So I try to understand, you know, the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least, even if I don't agree with it, I try to know why that's how someone thinks.
Yeah. It's not a problem with people having different perspectives.
Yeah. And sometimes there is a solid reason there.
Yeah.
Something that stems from something I cannot understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it nearly always does, even if they're unaware of it consciously.
Yeah, there's always a kind of dot-to-dot system
Yeah.
with how people think and how they react to things. Like one thing leads to another, but yeah, it's not a straight line.
Yeah. One of my clients is doing a thesis on the energy of denial.
Oh, this is a great time for them. Lots of
Well,
source
that's
material.
sort of what she said. And because if you're in denial, there's reasons why we're in denial. So if there are reasons, we're holding on to them with all our emotional core, you know, our belief systems will feed into that denial. So it doesn't matter what we do, we're not going to change those people's minds, and that's why it doesn't matter when people have different perspectives. We're all different. We all come from different perspectives and backgrounds and lifestyles and experiences. So yeah, she was talking about that, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Because she was saying just about everything on the planet has been based on denial of something at one stage or another.
That makes sense.
Which was an interesting concept. And hold, beautiful. Okay, so any other left to right pathways? Okay. What about in through anything through the periventricular spiral system? Vestigial nucleus. This again is about the body-mind connection. So it's like when we feel out of balance energetically, we'll feel it in our body. How's your body feeling?
Not great. I'm aware of all the kind of areas of tension and soreness.
Okay.
Things that are always there, but I'm more aware at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Hypersensitive. Hold. Yeah, so your foot proprioceptors. Got my manuals upstairs. I'm sort of curious to see the guy who developed the foot proprioceptors, what he says about why they don't stay. I tend to think it's stress related,
Yeah.
but I'd love to see what he said about that.
Yeah.
Because I find constantly, if we're stressed, our foot proprioceptors don't work. And hold, beautiful. Okay, so just imagine releasing the energy, tightening from here to here. So let the fascia go. You're right, wanting to run away. There's a lot of escape in this pattern, just wanting to